Yo, welcome back to the GM Podcast. I'm Audrey Miller.
I'm Gavin Bullock.
And today, we're going to be giving y'all an updated top 10 NFL quarterbacks going into next season. We previously did a video on this on the Zoom call, but we
No,
up now.
actually, we did this in my living room. We tried the podcast at first.
Oh, yeah.
And you said
That
Tua,
was hilarious.
You said Tua was the best.
That was our first podcast.
We're going to have like a 2-second clip right here, and y'all going to see how trash we look.
How much we've evolved.
Came a long way.
Go ahead and say the word.
That number one, we got Tua Tagovailoa. We got Mahomes.
But the reason we're going to do this video today is because scouts and executives around the league came out with a top 10 today that I thought was blasphemy.
Can you just run down and read
But
it
I'm
for
going to
me?
run it down, yeah. 1, Patty. 2, Joe Burrow. 3, Josh Allen. 4, Lamar. 5, Matthew Stafford. 6, Justin Herbert. 7, C.J. Stroud. 8, Aaron Rodgers. 9, Jared Goff. And 10, Dak Prescott. So I have a lot of problems with this list, but I'm not going to address that yet until maybe after the video or when we get to that spot. That's when we can address it.
Okay.
But we're going to go from 10 to 1. We're both going to name our 10, same way we've been doing it in the past.
Mm-hmm.
So let me just ask you, who's your number 10 quarterback in the NFL
Trevor
right
Lawrence.
now? Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah.
He's a guy that didn't even make my top 10. But
Yeah, I definitely was thinking about leaving him out for players that have one more, like Brock Purdy. I'm going to go ahead and say he did not make my top 10.
Mine either.
Could have chose Dak Prescott. Like, there's a lot of guys I could have thrown in at that spot. Tua.
Yeah.
But yeah, I decided to stick with Trevor Lawrence because I think he has a lot of talent.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, he's done a little bit in this league, but he hasn't won.
Yeah,
too
Trevor
much.
Lawrence.
It's just kind of like
I like him as a quarterback. The talent is there. Like, there's no doubt about that. But for me, it's just like, I don't think intangibly, like, as a leader, as a personality, he's somebody, like, he's not the personality I want my quarterback.
I think he's a franchise quarterback.
It's hard to say because, like I said, like, I would want him as I wouldn't be mad having him as my quarterback for my franchise.
Yeah.
But he does have to show a little bit more passion, a little bit more leadership in order for that team to get over the hump. To give me a reason to think they should even be a playoff team. You see, because I think they have the talent, but
Last year you had them at Super Bowl.
dude, I had them going to the Super Bowl.
No, you had them winning the Super Bowl.
No, I had Philly winning the Super Bowl.
You did.
Yeah. I had Philly beating Jacksonville because, and that's not even looking back at it. I don't regret it because Trevor Lawrence was coming off a year, like I just said, Trevor Lawrence is a talented ass quarterback.
I just said, bro, on paper, I'll never be able to bet against Mahomes, bro.
Look,
And
I'm gonna learn my lesson.
Yes, I called that. Like, receivers were tripping, bro. He showed up, bro.
Look, but at my 10, I had Jared Goff, and this is kind of a projection.
That's not bad.
And Jared Goff.
Jared Goff.
Jared Goff behind the offensive line throws a pretty ass football. I mean, regardless of what you want to say to
now
him.
he's been to a Super Bowl and
Conference championship.
Yeah, so it's like
and by the way, that loss against the 49ers wasn't on him.
No.
He played a great game of football. He played a great season last year. He was extremely efficient.
Yeah.
Like I said, once you start to pressure Jared Goff, that's when problems start to arise, but he has the best offensive line in football right now. And like I said, we're going by projections. He'll look good again next year. Has the same weapons. I don't know, man. I like Jared Goff.
Yeah.
I like Jared Goff. There's nothing much to say about it. But, we could go kind of alternate style. I got my number 9, Jordan Love. Jordan Love is an interesting one for me because he could be lower, he could be higher. But for me, I'm just going to have him kind of in the middle of what most people would think because I think he has all the arm talent is special. Top 5 in the league.
Extremely special.
Easily special. And I think the Green Bay is going to be a scary team this year.
They are.
He just doesn't have a big enough sample size for me to think that he could easily just be a top 5 quarterback out of nowhere. He also, I thought in that game against San Francisco, he could have definitely played extremely better. He could have led them to a victory in that game, but he didn't.
Right.
So I do have to hold that against him. I haven't seen that signature playoff win yet. I know they beat Dallas, but it's Dallas. They're always going to have upset written all over him.
Yeah.
So that's why I have Jordan Love at 9.
Yeah. So I have Aaron Rodgers at 9. Aaron Rodgers is probably one of the most talented throwers of the football ever.
Yeah.
But going off projections, there's a gray area of, yes, he's going to be able to throw the ball, but he is coming off an Achilles, like and he's almost 40,
bro. And he don't even. He's another guy.
And then there's just a lot of drama around.
Exactly.
It's just there's a lot of questions that need to be answered that I don't know if they'll all get answered, if that makes sense. So.
And I can't even be mad at Aaron Rodgers being in your top 10. And I'm just going to say I didn't have him in my top 10. But because I love Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is Mahomes before Mahomes.
Yeah.
But it's just too much drama. Like this offseason, I heard he was in Egypt instead of training camp.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
It's just at a certain point, you just gotta you start to see too much. You gotta start registering that.
Yeah.
So I'm at that breaking point where I'm like, hey, Rod, like, what are you doing now, bro? Like, you still have the Chiefs in your conference, you have the Texans in your conference, you have the Ravens in your conference, you have the Bills and the Dolphins in your division. Like, I don't see a world where he can be that not prepared with a team in his second year, and he's just become a top 10 quarterback out of nowhere when he's 40 years old. I don't see it. But who's your number 8?
So my number 8 is Jordan Love.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm really high on Jordan Love. Love Jordan Love's game. I just would, like I said, I wouldn't be ready to put him in that top 5 yet, but I love the upside. And if we're going off projection, I think next year it'll be even better, and they'll be a really scary team, like not a team you want to face in a playoff game.
Absolutely not. And I'm gonna state this real quick. I think there's a such thing as a good loss, and by that, and a bad loss. By that, I mean Green Bay losing when they did last year. It leaves them so much more room for improvement.
Yeah.
Like, that's easily a team that I can see getting to an NFC Championship. And they could have.
That's the problem with Detroit. Like, I think Detroit's really good, but I think they keep doing stuff, and I think they keep overachieving.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm just wrong, and they're just that good.
But I
do think they're overachieving to the point where their ownership and GMs might be expecting them to go back to the conference championship, and that's not going to happen.
But that's my thing. Like, I thought their chance was last year.
Yeah.
And that's why I was gonna say, like, that's a bad loss.
Yeah.
You're up 17 against a team that I think you were better than, and you let it slip away because of I think it was a few drops. I won't blame Dan Campbell for that game as much as people want to. I think it was a couple drops.
I like Dan Campbell.
I love Dan
He's
Campbell.
One of my favorite coaches, especially after watching Hard Knocks, bro. He's one of my favorite coaches in the league.
But at number 8, I got Lamar Jackson.
No,
And
not two-time MVP. You're overreacting.
MVP. No, I'm not overreacting. And I'm going to tell you why.
Why?
Lamar Jackson, we got to start registering this stuff, okay? For the longest time, and Dak Prescott is a guy who didn't make my top 10, but we've continued to get on Dak Prescott because of one thing. He doesn't have a big win. I have continuously seen Lamar Jackson fumble in big-time moments. I've seen it over and over again against Tennessee early in his year, against this Kansas City team with a great defense, but he still had opportunities to make plays, and he didn't make the plays. I frankly don't care if he was an MVP because it's a guy who should have won a Super Bowl this year, and there's no doubt in my mind about that.
So, yes, he should have won the Super Bowl this year, but that doesn't drop him to 8 on my list. Now, obviously the Tennessee loss, that was his first ever playoff game, so it's his first ever playoff game. After that, bro,
I gave him the pass then.
After that, bro, he just hasn't beat Mahomes. And who has?
I'm not Burrow.
And he's higher than him on my list, but other than Burrow, I don't have a lot of guys over Lamar Jackson on my list.
I do, because once again, this is projections. And I'm tired of seeing Lamar Jackson get to that spot, and I know it's going to happen.
I just don't think Josh Allen's better than Lamar Jackson.
Okay, well, we can get to that when we get to it, but you know what the difference is, since you want to bring that up? Josh Allen has never been the reason why they have lost to the Kansas City Chiefs. Josh Allen has played his best football, came in games where it's been the playoffs.
You're right. He didn't get the job done.
Lamar Jackson hasn't got the job done because of him. Like that,
bro. But there's other things that can happen that are like just on Lamar, like the Zay Flowers, bro. There's a lot of timely plays.
But that doesn't change my mindset of like the Ravens were that good of a squad.
But
that they
Lamar
only lost
did it. Even Lamar playing that bad, he still did enough to win that game, and they didn't.
That his team did enough to win that game. I'm not going to give that to Lamar.
No, I'm saying like he did it. Like he put his players in position, and if you can go to so many other what ifs outside of him. Like, Zay Flowers had a drop and a fumble. And it's Zay Flowers. Like, you're not obviously it's his first run at it. He's a rookie. He's gonna come back and be better, I feel like.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just don't Lamar definitely dropped on my list than in previous years, but it doesn't drop him past.
I mean, he's 8 for me, so it's a lot of guys.
Yeah,
I'll go to my 7, Jalen Hurts. And people are gonna overreact. Bro, Jalen Hurts didn't make this person's top 10. So, I mean, a lot of people are not gonna agree with Jalen Hurts being in my top 10. I'm already knowing, but this is a guy who 1 year. I feel like we forget. It's not distant history that this happened. 1 year ago, went toe-to-toe with Mahomes, just like Josh Allen has done, just like Joe Burrow has done, and competed for a Super Bowl and was the best player on the field in that game. This past year, it was rough because obviously the interceptions. I mean, I feel like when Josh Allen threw 50 interceptions every year, we've never gotten on him for that, but Jalen Hurts is a different story.
No.
But I feel like, as an Eagles fan, I've watched plenty of games and I've just been able to see that whole offense wasn't clicking. I don't know if I think it was play calling, but it wasn't Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts still has the ability to make big-time throws. He still has the weapons to be dominant in this league. He's still mobile. People are going to be surprised when the Eagles offense is back, and they're going to be surprised when Jalen Hurts is doing Jalen Hurts things. Like, I feel like we've overreacted to a season to where they were still a 5 seed, but it just looked so bad that we just put him behind people like Dak Prescott. And we could have that conversation for a while because I know so many people that think Dak Prescott is better than Jalen Hurts, but
no.
I'm going to just let you go to your number 7.
3. Okay, so if I'm counting right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I did 10. Okay, so my number 7. I said Jordan Love last, correct?
Yes.
So I had Hurts also at 7.
Okay.
I'm extremely high on Hurts as well. I think he's great. I think he's like, bro, when I get like nostalgia of like when I used to watch Cam Newton almost.
Yeah.
But not as good as prime Cam Newton. I think he'll have a better totality of a career.
Cam Newton had 1 year of prime.
Yeah, that's what. But
and now he was dog. You don't know how good 2015
bro,
Cam Newton
there's
was.
not a lot of all-time quarterbacks I would take over.
All-time seasons, I'm not going to lie. Cam Newton has to be top 10. 2015 Cam Newton has to be. But
I definitely think he'll have a better totality of a career. He will never be as good as that 1 year Cam Newton.
No, I agree.
The reason Hurts, honestly, the only reason Hurts is not as high as like 4 or 3 on this list, and it's kind of like not his fault, but he's like, it's not the same as Brock Purdy because like you could tell Hurts is that guy, but he is on a super team. So like I do want to see him hit adversity, and he will at some point in his career. They're gonna have to pay guys. I want to see at some point him do what a Mahomes had to do this past year before, when you're really making guys that we don't know who they are better, if that makes sense, like Brady had did in the past. That's really, and obviously interceptions, whatever.
Yeah.
But part of it is not his fault because I like watching Jalen Hurts play. But even I wonder what Jalen Hurts would do in a Lamar situation. Obviously, Lamar had an incredible defense, but Zay Flowers is his first ever wide receiver.
Yeah.
We're like, damn, like
I agree.
Yeah, so that I have him at 7 because of that. He's a really good quarterback though.
So who's your 6?
Herbert, if we're going on projection.
I think I have Herbert at 6 as well.
Yeah. You want to expand on
Yeah, I think Herbert, it's so tough because we go off of all these playoff wins and playoff losses, but it's another thing. Like, if you actually watch football, you just wouldn't think Justin Herbert. It's been Justin Herbert's fault that they've been a losing franchise. I just don't, but that's not my belief.
Yeah.
He's a guy that makes all the big-time throws and all the clutch moments, and I don't know, like, he's the prototypical quarterback that you would want.
Yeah.
Strong arm. He doesn't look like a bad leader. I wish he would, be more verbal, be like a Mahomes, be like an Allen. But, he's a dude. I mean, he's probably the most talented quarterback in the league. Yeah. Honestly, so it's as simple
Simply
as that.
off that, and I think with Harbaugh and them drafting O-line, Joel, I think they'll be better this year. Yeah, and I think he'll be in a better position to be better.
Yeah. So at 5, I have Matthew Stafford.
So Matthew Stafford, actually, and I'm extremely high on Matthew Stafford. probably, I know you don't want me changing my mind, but I would probably sub Matthew Stafford in.
You forgot him on your list?
Yeah, bro, I'm high on Matthew Stafford, but I'd probably move everybody down to like Rodgers at 10, and I'd probably have Stafford at like 8. But I love Stafford though. But I wouldn't say Stafford's better than Hurts or Jordan Love if we're going off of next year.
Well, okay, that's fair if you think that's fair. But Stafford has shown no signs of regressing. He's been great every year of his career. Like,
bro, I genuinely think if he wasn't in Detroit, we would like. I know people say it on the internet. Better than Rodgers.
Bro, I would go to.
He could have a better career than Rodgers.
See, because like, bro, I don't think that's crazy. I don't think he's a better.
They both got one Super Bowl. Then it just comes down to like, dang, A-Rod just got 4 MVPs. Yeah, that's really what it is.
I think A-Rod is just so special of arm talent. Talent overall that it's
but
just
Matthew
it's hard to
Stafford's
rank
arm
him.
Talent is,
but Matthew Stafford is ridiculous. Like, he almost won them that game by. I'm not gonna say by himself, but if you watch that game against Detroit. Bro, Matthew Stafford will make throws that are just like, how does he do it? How does he stay so poised, so confident? And I talk about personalities a lot as with quarterbacks because I think that's extremely important. And Matthew Stafford is a guy that embodies the personality that I would want for my franchise quarterback. Right. He's a dog.
Yeah.
And he wants it. Like, I love that. But who do you have at your number 4?
My number 4, I have Josh Allen.
So you have Lamar Jackson top 3 after. Okay. So who's your number 5?
My number 5 is Josh Allen. Once again, Josh Allen has not been able to get it done, but he has showed up in big playoff games. MVP caliber player for sure. Doesn't have MVP. Yeah, I'm really high on Josh Allen. He just can't beat Mahomes, and I don't see a lot. I don't think, bro. There's only 2. Well, we'll get into that in a minute.
I can't see a world because obviously Lamar Jackson is higher than that. I can't see a world where Lamar Jackson is worse than Josh Allen.
Bro, I think
there's no world that
I think Lamar's better than Josh Allen.
What is Lamar better at Josh Allen at?
Running.
Josh Allen can do that too.
But like Lamar is like
Lamar completely forgets how to pocket pass in crucial playoff games. I've seen too much evidence of that. Like Josh Allen elevates his play. When it comes to those games, it doesn't matter if he's lost. Bro, there's 22 positions on the field. It's not hooping where you could just go out there and score 50 and maybe give your team a chance to win. Josh Allen has did everything he's needed to do throughout his entire career.
Has. I mean, bro, and I know obviously if you're judging just off playoffs, that's one thing, but which is obviously we judge strictly.
I judge off playoffs.
But it's like, and I know I judge playoffs too, but it's just like, dang, like. Lamar has 2 MVPs, and I really think the only team that would beat us was the Chiefs, bro. Like it's almost like mental, like and that's for every team in the league. I think Mahomes has,
except for Cincinnati,
and we'll get into that in a minute.
Yeah, but
there's only we'll get into that in a minute. And so that leaves my 4 at Lamar. So you can go ahead and say your 4.
Okay, my 4 was Joe Burrow. And I know that's crazy to hear, but he's a guy that just can't stay healthy.
Okay, that has to be it.
Like that's it.
Okay.
I mean, I love Joe Burrow, but like you have to consider some of that stuff when you're ranking these lists. Like he hasn't shown the availability that I need in my quarterback because he's the only guy that's beat Mahomes. He's a dog. He's, like I said, he's the personality I want in my QB1. There's nothing really bad to say about Joe Burrow, but I've seen him be injured too frequently. So,
yeah,
I'm gonna go ahead and go to my number 3.
Go ahead.
Josh Allen. I actually didn't think, because there's obviously a connection of who we have in the top 2, but I didn't think you would have this guy this high. But yeah, Josh Allen, bro. For all the picks he throws in the regular season, he makes it up in the playoffs. I haven't seen him play a bad playoff game to this day. He makes all the big time throws. He can run on you. It's just he's a playoff riser. That's what I love to see. He's built for those clutch moments. He can get you to the play. He's gonna throw you some picks that might lose you a regular season game, but that's okay with me as long as I have a guy that deep into my season can win me some games.
Yeah,
keep me in games for sure, and overall go 80 yards down the field in 2 minutes. and get me a score, that's what I need in my quarterback. So I love Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Your number 3?
My number 3, I have Burrow.
Okay.
For availability purposes, obviously he's number 3, and this is going on projection into next year. But I love Burrow. He's like ice in his veins. He's clutch. He's taken down Mahomes. I do think in that game, Kansas City made some plays, not to take away from Burrow, but they made some decisions and plays that's like, dang, Kansas City, in my eyes, lost that more than the Bengals went and took it and won it. But that doesn't take away from the fact that obviously Burrow's beat them, and Burrow has showed up every single time against Mahomes. So, yeah, I'm really high on Burrow, but I have him at number 3. So
our number 2s are ridiculous.
Yeah,
I didn't think you would.
Yeah, no. All right, CJ Stroud this year is about, with Diggs and Tank Dell coming back.
Nico Collins.
It's like, so when I said mental, like a mental standpoint, I genuinely think the only 2 teams, they like the vibes I get that they'll go and beat Mahomes is the Bengals and the Texans.
I completely agree.
Because of who their quarterback is, and they can go toe-to-toe with Mahomes and be almost as good as him, not as good as him. No one in this league will be as good as him. Not even C.J. Stroud. I'm high on C.J. Stroud. He's not. He will never be Mahomes. But he can be like almost to his level, and his supporting cast outdoes Mahomes' supporting cast. So that's my faith in those 2 quarterbacks. But I'm really high on C.J. Stroud. Really high on C.J. Stroud. And he's going to have, as Burrow lost a couple weapons, or a weapon, C.J. Stroud roster only got better.
Yeah.
So,
dude, I mean, you said it all. Yeah. C.J. Stroud is a dog, bro. Like, first year, let's remind people.
First year.
He only had 1 year in this league, and he went nuclear. He had the best rookie season we've ever seen.
And he lost to, in my opinion, in the playoffs, the best team in the league.
And that's where I was going as well. Like, he's coming off a great loss to where he has so much room to go up, get to that AFC Championship game. You had a good season. That's what it is. So, with him getting Stephon Diggs, if Stephon Diggs is your number 3 receiver, look out, because Stephon Diggs is a dog.
Bro.
And then they still have Nico Collins. They picked up Joe Mixon at running back. That's a scary squad, bro. I can't see C.J. Stroud not succeeding with this team. C.J. Stroud is just in the pocket. His poise last year was the most impressive as a rookie. You just don't see stuff like that.
Never.
Ever. So you don't. It's like,
because Mahomes got to sit a year.
I mean, Herbert was good.
Burrow got hurt. He looked flustered in the fight.
In his first game, I think he looked flustered. Bro, Stroud came in and it was light. Like, it was light work. And for me to not think he's just going to get better after what I saw in his first year, you would be foolish to not think that.
Yeah.
But, so our number 1s, Patrick Mahomes.
The greatest quarterback ever. There will never be a quarterback better. He's already better than Brady. Brady's more accomplished, but Brady can't do the things that Mahomes can do. He would at least retire with 5 Super Bowls. Yeah, bro, he's my GOAT. Like, I don't.
So are you going?
He's the goods.
Are you going early 3-peat?
3-peat. I will not. For the next, what is it? How old is he? 28. For the next 8 to 10 years, I will never not have the Chiefs in my early Super Bowl predictions. I don't care if they go 0-6.
That's crazy, bro.
That's not
so lame.
Betting. I'm not betting against Mahomes. I'm not.
Bro, are you not interested to see how good C.J. Stroud gets, though?
Yeah.
Because it could get like that after next year. Dead ass.
But he'll never be as good as Mahomes. Like, I don't think people really understand what Mahomes did. And he lost to the Patriots in year 1 off some, like...
Yeah.
Offsides.
Yeah.
And then he lost to Burrow, and then there's questionable, like, you kicked the field goal before half. There's, like, other than those 2 unique situations, he literally hasn't lost in the playoffs. They said he couldn't win at home, on the road in the playoffs. He went and did that this year, won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, like you said, they were supposed to lose last year.
He's now won with terrible defenses.
Terrible receiving corps.
Terrible receiving corps. And he just got Hollywood Brown
Xavier Worthy.
And Jerry Rice.
Brendan Rice.
Yeah, like
I don't know, man. I completely agree. I do
said
have him as
Jerry
my
Rice,
GOAT
I'm
as
an
well.
idiot.
And when we say GOAT, it's just because, like, first off, all the cerebral stuff is there, and you need to have that. That's what Brady had. But there's not one thing that he is not
good
at. A plus at. A plus.
And the thing about it is, he's mobile. He can make but here's the real. There's never a moment where I feel like I'm not trolling when I say this. When there was 13 seconds left against the Bills, I was like, hold on. I remember it like yesterday. I was in the car with my dad. I'm like, hold on. If
someone was to do it, it would be that man right there.
Bro, any other quarterback, I'm walking out the room. I know the game's over. The game is over.
Is it fair to say that Mahomes in our lifetime is the most dominant athlete? I think Mahomes is a more dominant athlete than LeBron James ever was.
Yes.
Easily.
Bro, Mahomes is a better athlete than LeBron James.
That's a good argument. Because, bro, it's just he dominates his sport more than LeBron ever has. It's just the reality of it. Like,
bro, let me put it to you like this. The way LeBron took down the Warriors, because it wasn't with KD. He took down the Warriors.
Yeah.
That super team. Mahomes just did that in the Super Bowl.
He took down the Warriors with KD. That's like if Bron took down the Warriors with KD.
Bro, like, that Eagles team?
Stacked. And
how many Hall of Famers on that Eagles team?
That was an Andy Reid showcase too, by the way. But and that's the thing. That's where we're going with this too. Andy Reid is just as much of a dominant coach as Patrick Mahomes right now is a dominant quarterback. Which is why I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll go ahead and throw this out there. I gotta ride with the Chiefs this year,
bro. I called it last year because you're like because I remember we have Zoom calls talking about this. The receiving corps and I was like, I literally said I agree. I agreed with every word you said, but I will not bet against Mahomes.
Yeah, brother. If your quarterback would have stepped up in the game, I would have been right. But Lamar's trash.
Mahomes won, like always. It just
it just happens. But
it just happens,
bro. It sucks when you watch games and something can happen and it don't. Especially when you're rooting on a certain team.
But I think we could do that for every great. Like, I feel
absolutely,
because we do that so much with Brady.
Yeah,
but we don't. We talk more about what went in Brady's way than some of the. He just made shit happen a lot.
He did.
That we didn't talk. Like, we don't talk about that enough.
Nah,
we talk about more
sure.
like Brady. Like, yes, to be 7 Super Bowls, even Mahomes. To be as successful as Mahomes, you do have to have some luck go your way.
Yeah,
it's the reality.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, you have to, same thing in any sport. Basketball, you have to have shots, fall. Like, it's.
Okay, so, and this is the last question I want to ask. There are some quarterbacks on the fringe. Brock Purdy. Just want to get your thoughts on Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy is also in a situation where, okay, I'm high on Brock Purdy. Like, I do like Brock Purdy because I think he plays his role perfectly. And I think Jared Goff does the same thing. But Brock Purdy does not get in the way of the greatness around him.
Yeah.
So it's hard to judge him. I do want to see Brock Purdy, and it's going to be a while because San Francisco, if we ever see it, is a great organization that always seems to have talent.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to see him just take some, because he had, I mean, bro, you have Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey, a top O-line in the league.
Yeah,
then you have a top defense to where if you have a bad game. So it's kind of like,
I think Brock Purdy, if he didn't have that, he would be horrible. That's why he wasn't in my top 10.
Yeah, like,
I'm gonna just keep it. I'm not a big fan of Brock Purdy.
I don't think he would be horrible, but I do think he would be like 18th on my list, like 20.
Yeah, it would be bottom. Yeah, it would be in that 25 to 17 range.
I don't like how people make it seem like he's just not capable of like playing in the league. Like he's
he's definitely a quarterback of all time.
Like,
he definitely plays football for the 49ers.
Yeah, bro.
And Dak Prescott.
I'm not gonna lie, he gives me bro, this sounds really weird, but like the way people, like, before Jason Tatum just won a championship, bro, it gives me those vibes. Like, bro, he just doesn't, like, bro, I'm not gonna lie,
He's a loser, bro.
He finds a way to lose, bro.
Yeah, he finds a way to, just like Mahomes finds a way to win, he finds a way to win. And I'm not saying he's a loser. That came off really disrespectful.
Yeah.
Because Dak Prescott, I'm not like...
He's not bad, bro.
He's not
a
bad.
good quarterback. But it's just, dang, he doesn't win, like, he just doesn't win at all.
Just don't win.
He just don't, like, you play against the Bucks that went, like, yeah, bro. Because didn't he lose to Brady after Brady got smacked the next game? Or lost the next game?
Yeah. For me, it was like I'll be watching. Like last year, I watched the Cowboys that game against the Packers, and I'm like, as an Eagles fan, I'm like, damn. There's like a little like increment of me that's like sorry for these guys, cause no way that just happened. Like y'all just got whooped by Jordan Love in his first playoff start. Like when this was supposed to be the year. I mean, I hear it every year, but that was supposed to be
every year. The Cowboys winning the Super Bowl, bro.
Hey, bro, but. Yeah, so
bro, I might not be alive when the Cowboys win the Super Bowl, bro.
Shit, I won't see it. I know I won't see it. I've just seen it too much. They got to move to like Austin or something.
Nah, they got to.
I'm gonna tell Jeff to make the move to Killeen. That's an inside joke, by the way. Shout out Jeff. But
Killeen Cowboys.
The Killeen Cowboys out of Killeen, Texas. Cause y'all not winning that hoe in Dallas. So I'm gonna just tell you that right now. But thank you guys for tuning in.
Facts.
Let us know if you agree, disagree.
Yeah, you can easily just comment your top 10.
Absolutely.
Just comment your top 10.
And we'll tell you if you're a dumbass because we keep it real around here.
No bad.
And we'll tell you if you have a good list, a respectable list.
Facts.
So thank you guys for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, and peace out.